or $131 million, £80 million, I should say. Our sports correspondent Pedro Pinto joins me now. Pedro, he's going to Real Madrid. Are you surprised?
No, I'm not. I think it was a case of when, not if. Over the last 3 summers, there's been speculation that Cristiano Ronaldo could go to Spain. He's wanted to do it for a while for personal reasons. I think from a sporting perspective, he's been very happy at Manchester United. He's won everything there is to win over at Old Trafford, and I think it's time for him to move on. I am surprised that a bid has been accepted this early into the transfer window. I really expected this to be drawn out over the next few months and then maybe be concluded in August. And Don, this is an unbelievable week for Real Madrid. They just signed Kaká for $92 million, and now they're ready to splash out 130 on the, like you said, the reigning World Player of the Year.
Why do you think Manchester United have decided to sell him now? Is it just that Real have finally offered them enough money to say, we'll take that, or because they've always said they wouldn't sell him? He's their star player.
That has a lot to do with it. I think when you come in with a world record transfer bid of $130 million, that convinces a lot of people. And Manchester United, I think now they're really getting to a point where they've realized the player wants to leave, and they don't want to have an unhappy player at the club. It really isn't good for team morale. It's not good for the dressing room. I think Sir Alex Ferguson doesn't want to deal with that for the rest of the upcoming season. They just came off a losing Champions League final. I think this was the last run with Cristiano Ronaldo. From his body language throughout the last weeks of the season, CNN had a chance to talk with a few United players and ask them about Ronaldo's future, and they were always very vague and saying, well, we'll see at the end of the season, we want him to stay. Of course they want him to stay, but I don't think he wants to be there anymore. He wants to be closer to home. The last few times I had a chance to talk to him, he said, I'm getting tired of the life in Manchester. It's nothing personal against the club. He sees Sir Alex Ferguson as a second father, but he's getting tired of rain all the time, being in a place that doesn't have as much culture, and being away from home. And he always told his mother, I want to move closer to the family, and I think this is what he's doing now.
And his manager, Alex Ferguson, just was spending so much time putting out fires at press conferences and denying it, and he was just really denied the opportunity to talk about his team and his team tactics and the game that was coming up that weekend on midweek because he was talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. How much of a loss will he be, though, once he's gone and he's not lining up for Man United in the first game of next season?
A huge loss. When you're talking about a player who scored 42 goals the season previous to this one, he scored over 20 goals this past season in the Champions League and the Premier League as well. Someone who can really make a difference on a one-to-one basis. I think there's only a handful of players on the planet at the moment that can have the kind of impact he does on any given game, and that's, of course, Ronaldo, Leo Messi, Frank Ribery, maybe, players who can make such a difference. And he's one of them, and I think Manchester United will, of course, miss him a lot. I think now they'll go back to the drawing board, trying to get maybe a Ribery who's been linked with Manchester United and a host of other top clubs. This is exciting if you're a football fan. This is what really makes the summer special, isn't it? We look ahead to these world record transfer bids, and last time Florentino Perez was president of Real Madrid, he built the Galacticos. They're calling this the Florentine now, from Florentino Perez, and it's going to be exciting to see what else he's going to pull out. I don't know what else he can do after getting Kaká and Ronaldo. It's important to stress that this is not a done deal, but we all expect Ronaldo to agree to personal terms. What Real Madrid always does with players, and that they always negotiate with them, is with image rights, and that's how they get a lot of the funds as well to then go ahead and buy other players. They always ask players to...
That's what they did with David Beckham specifically.
Exactly. They always negotiate, give up 50%. The players have to give up 50% of their image right fees, so all the money they get from sponsorship deals and other revenue of the sort, they have to give half of it to the club. But I think Ronaldo wants this to happen. That shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, and the Manchester United website is saying that the deal should be concluded by June the 30th. Now, you're saying you're surprised that Man United accepted this deal this early in the summer, but of course it does now give them the rest of the summer to spend the money. How is he going to fit in at Real Madrid? And what about Real Madrid as a club? Because the last few weeks, many people within the game have been saying he's much better at Manchester United. They're a much better equipped club to go out and win the big trophies. They've been in the Champions League final for the last 2 years. Are Real Madrid going to be a big club again? Is this going to help them do it with he and